All right, what's going on? So we're gonna explain why season 8, episode 3 of Game of Thrones was a huge disappointment and pretty much a whole big middle finger to all the fans. What's going on? I'm
hmm
with Victor. Hello, Victor. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
So, basically, let's get right into it. The first thing that everybody's talking about that is so stupid that happened was the Night King dying. Not only him dying, but him dying
Time
so
to,
easily without even seeing a sword fight,
yeah. Oh man, that disappointed me so much. That
without
sword
even
fight with
he didn't
John,
even do anything really. I mean, he just controlled his minions, but we were expecting at least like an epic sword fight with John or something. But
dude. So from this episode, what I gathered is that Arya is literally the main protagonist. Like the whole story, nothing matters. All right, whatever you saw with John, whatever you saw with Daenerys, none of that matters. And the only character that matters is Arya, because she's literally gonna kill everyone. All right,
and
like
she literally jumped out of nowhere, literally jumped out of
she
nowhere
materialized.
and killed what it seemed like, there was always, Lannister, Stark, this and that. But ever since the first episode, they've been saying winter is coming, referring to the Night King coming, okay?
Yep.
The first thing, before even seeing you know, any houses or anything, what we seen in the first episode of the first season was the Night's Watch being butchered by the dead.
By the
So
whites.
it just shows how important it is to the entire series that they're starting it with that. They want that in your head the entire series. Throughout, many episodes, we see that little symbol, like that little spiral with like the corpses. We see that.
hmm
We don't really know what it means, but we see it.
And you know what? I was so disappointed that they ended like that because, like you said, there was so much that
Yeah,
we
they
didn't
put
get to
so
find
much.
out.
They hyped it up so much, and literally, we don't even see a sword fight with the Night King. The Night King,
Like,
like he controls, whatever he controls the whites,
hmm
the White Walkers, his ice dragon, his dragon,
yeah,
but he didn't do anything himself. We didn't get to see him do anything.
no, no. I mean, the cool stuff that he did was what ride the dragon, and he did that awesome like skydive, where he fell down and he didn't care
Yeah, and
about
where
anything.
he got lit on fire
Oh,
too.
and when he got
But
lit on fire,
even
yeah,
that, he walked away. Like
he did
we
walk
didn't
away.
see a sword fight. Like John was chasing him, and
Yeah,
he literally just started walking the other way after he raised his minions.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just a huge disappointment. Like the directing and the acting was amazing, and the directing was absolutely amazing.
It
I
was.
literally got goosebumps watching like the moments before the Night King died, but the
hmm
writing was absolutely horrible. I don't know if it's because George didn't write or he didn't release this book yet, if the writers completely wrote this themselves and this isn't even what George R. Martin
Or Martin
wrote,
once. Okay, so
which is, it seems to be that way because this doesn't seem like something that George would write anyway.
So from what I've heard, and I haven't read all the books yet, I'm still on book one. So George R. R. Martin hasn't really mentioned the Night King. So HBO
Yeah, I've seen that
literally,
too. Yeah.
yeah, HBO literally like made up this Night King. But the way that they made it was so bad because they made the Night King seem like the evil to be, right? Like there's this guy, and he's so overpowered. He can literally raise the dead. You know, um, and he has so much other powers. Like he can turn babies into whites. And when he touched Bran, he marked Bran or whatnot. But now he grabs Arya by the neck, and nothing happens to her. Like her
Yeah,
neck
why
doesn't
couldn't
freeze
he
off.
just? Yeah, that's a good point too. Like when he grabbed Bran, when he seen him in that vision or whatever, Bran had a mark on his arm, but Arya doesn't even get affected at all. She doesn't even have anything on her throat, let alone die. I mean, really, we would think that she would just turn into ice or something, but no, she doesn't even get a mark after because you can see after when she like looks at Bran and she's like smiling, her neck is completely fine, and that's where the Night King grabbed her, and nothing even happened to her. He literally threw a ice spear at a dragon, and you
He
know how
did.
like the how thick the dragon scales are and everything, and it
Yeah.
killed the dragon. It didn't even hurt it; it killed it. But Arya, and that's not even the stupidest part about it. The stupidest part about it is where did she jump from?
She
How
she
did she
materialized.
possibly get anywhere near the Night King? First of all, without him knowing, without any whites finding out, without any White Walkers finding out. You know,
Okay.
I
So
know what you were talking about that whole sneaking scene, Victor.
yeah. The when she was in the room and like blood was dripping and shit.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, that shows how perceptive the whites are because they can literally hear the blood dripping from her face and they notice that. So you're telling me that they're not gonna notice this person walking outside and there's snow everywhere and there's dirt and all that. And not only that, she jumps. So one theory would be that she took the face of a white, but I don't think it works like that.
That no, that's doesn't make any sense for so many reasons. First of all, they're dead, but let's just say that she
Yeah.
can somehow. What is she like ripping it off mid-air? Because obviously you see when she's grabbed, she's Arya Stark. She's not
She's
disguised.
not. Yeah, she's not. She doesn't take. That's one of the main problems that I have because they spent so much time again in that one scene where she's like hiding out and she's going bookshelf to bookshelf in the library trying to not get noticed. They spent so much time on that, but they couldn't take a snippet of her climbing up something. I want to see her be able to
Yeah,
climb up
that
something.
that whole part, honestly, when I was watching that, her
Hmm.
sneak around and all that, I was getting bored. Like I was like, what the hell am I watching? There's a whole big war going on
Battle. Yeah,
outside, and
yeah.
I'm watching one girl sneak around a bunch of zombies. And not only that, but it's completely quiet in there, okay?
It
And
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside, there's so many people screaming, so many people dying. But in there, it's completely quiet. Isn't that like, just footsteps away from outside? I know, it's still inside and they're outside,
I
but
mean,
still.
I
And why is it so clear inside? Like it's only her and the zombie. Like nobody else thought to go inside. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So apparently, she was the first one to run and she was the first one to go inside. I don't know exactly where she was in Winterfell. She was in the library somewhere, so I have no idea how far away she was from the battle. Um, but I mean, the whites got there, right? So, like you said, out of and hundreds of thousands of people in that battle, no one went in there. Like, it would make sense if you were to hear death screams or people fighting somewhere at some point.
the slow motion shots,
Hmm.
all this. Oh my god, the Night King, his dragon, how he was blowing the fire or whatever you want to call that. I'm pretty sure it's just blue fire onto
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
John.
Hmm.
How he was doing that and like how John was like running and then like that. Those scenes were so amazing. The directing, like normally people
Hmm.
don't really notice directing, right? Like it's like okay, there's a director, whatever. But this, you literally, even if you're not into directing, even if you know nothing about directing, you're like, damn, that's some
That
good
was
directing
beautiful.
right there. You know?
Not only, all right, so one of my favorite, right off the bat, when the episode started, one of my favorite kind of scenes was when the red woman, the priestess, lit up the swords.
Hmm.
You know what? As much as I hated that whole like plan of sending all the Dothraki to their deaths, I love the way that they did that because they kind of showed this contrast, I guess, or of them dying with the little lights going off, right?
Yeah,
Like fireflies.
the directing, yeah.
For that many.
Besides, the main enemy that we've been looking at since the first season,
The
when that
Night
come
King.
out 10 years ago, I think.
Uh,
Somewhere around there.
like 7 years around there. I'm not too sure, but yeah, a long
Yeah,
time.
so um basically the main enemy dying without even seeing really,
I
besides
mean,
those beside like I'm talking about writing wise, directing wise, we
mhm,
seen he looks so badass. Like
he
I was
looks,
literally rooting
he
for
does look
him because of those shots right there.
like his sword is amazing. Like I honestly, I'm so dissatisfied that they didn't show one sword battle
Yeah.
like and the ending. And another thing that I have a problem with is that he has so much. Uh, they've showed that he has so many tricks up his sleeve, but they didn't show him use a single one of them. Like he has his generals, he has the White Walkers.
Yeah, they were
Uh,
also useless too. They didn't do anything.
yeah, yeah, we didn't see any of that. We didn't see they have their horses. We never saw like a horse battle or anything
Hmm.
like that. At least John could have fought one of them. I honestly was hoping for John to fight the Night King, and I don't really care if Arya came up from behind and killed him, but I at least wanted to see John fight the Night King.
Hmm.
And we didn't get to see any of that. And I don't believe with the Night King's power that Arya could kill him like that. Like he can't. She killed
No,
him.
he can do all, like he's literally overpowered. Like he can do all these things, but a girl, I know people, who don't, are gonna argue and be like, oh, she's the whatever of death. I can't remember what. Doesn't she have like a title, something of death? I can't remember.
Uh, I mean, she was under the many-faced god.
Yeah,
I but
she
here's
can
the
change
thing.
her look and everything. She does that religion or
But
whatever.
here's the thing though, right? Like she's not the many-faced god anymore because she denounced that. She said that she was Arya Stark when
That's also true. Yeah. So
she stopped. I mean, she kept the power of whatever it
yeah,
is.
she kept the faces.
Yeah, she kept the knowledge, but I don't know if the original intention was for her to become a many-faced god or if that's kind of like a cult, kind of like a guild where she's part of the guild or whatnot. But she said that she was Arya. They were trying to make her not be a girl anymore.
From
You
what
know
this
when.
look from what this looks like to me
Hmm.
is it definitely looks like George didn't write this. It looks like George wrote pretty
Well,
much most of the other stuff. Like obviously the show has writers.
yeah, yeah. Well,
They wrote it, but I'm
like I.
saying like
Mhm.
you can just tell so much of a drastic difference from this episode compared to almost any other like episode with a lot of action in it. Like
Yeah.
just like you know it seems to me like when they were making, let's say, just random season, when they were making season 4, okay?
Hmm.
Or whenever Arya was going through the Many Faced God, season 5, whatever.
Around there. Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't think that they had in the back of their head, okay, at the end, we're going to have her kill the Night King. They didn't know that. I feel
No,
like as they were going, they just winged it and just wrote it.
yeah, yeah. I feel like it was definitely kind of a wing thing, and like you said, George R. R. Martin. I don't think he wrote that because, like I said, in his books he hasn't mentioned the Night King yet. Like
Hmm.
he hasn't really described him. But for the TV series, the Night King was such a big part of it. Like you can't deny that they made the Night King a very big part of it.
No, yeah, they definitely did.
You know?
So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off there. We went on a big long rant about the whole entire episode, but we literally talked for over an hour, so I'm sure you guys don't want to watch that. But by the off chance that any of you do, just leave a comment, and I'll probably just upload the whole thing, and you can just listen to us talk about the episode and what we thought of it. But yeah, huge disappointment, and honestly, Game of Thrones, my favorite TV show, but I honestly don't really care what happens anymore. I'm not really even excited for the new episode, episode 4 of season 8. I just don't really care what happens anymore because of what they've done. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys.